The Africa Progress Panel is a very important panel. It's chaired by Kofi Annan in Geneva. And every year they write a report on important topics across Africa.
It's very easy to design an app, to come up with an app and put it out on the market. But making the user feel good about it, enjoy the experience of the app is something else.
Why would you want that app? Or why would I build that app? The question is simple. I will really ask you just a few simple things. One, are you African, or do you wish a better life for Africans? Do you have people you care about? Do you think their lives can be better? Do you think there are policies that you can have a say in that can make their lives actually better? Now, if you feel that you have the responsibility and you would want the ability to be able to make a difference in your society and in the lives of those you care about, then you would need that app.
Personally, I'm very interested in agriculture. I'd actually want to start doing my own, farming, get a small piece of land, try to cultivate. But the problem is information, knowledge. People do not know, they do not really know how to do it, or how can they get help, what is selling on the market. Like you were saying, how can I export, how can I do this? Information is there's a gap.
But you guys who are, the industry in this country, the middle class in this country, I would call it, do you think you guys can have access to that and start reading it probably from your devices? Because you have access to
I think there's a mobile revolution around, and at least most people have access to phones. So if they created an application that at least an average person can easily use, so that is very important. An application that can cut across.
The competition has launched yesterday, and in just one day we've delivered the firms and development is underway.
We're trying to come up with a prototypical representation of MyFish, the mobile application that is meant to help and expose this vast pool of information to players in the fish industry and all the other general public, basically for knowledge sharing purposes. I mean, we started by looking at essay parameters of the content that we want the app to reflect. So we have things like the landing sites. We want the application to give a reflection of the various landing sites in East Africa as a base template. Then at some point we can add more data from different African countries. So we have the landing sites. We have we want to put emphasis on the fishing practices that the fishermen use. Some are not best practices and affect the entire trade. Then we have storage and transportation, which is very key if you're into fish trade. In that part of the application, we want to share different ideas of how fishermen can add much more value to their fish and the different kinds of fish. Even packaging, something as basic as packaging, goes a great way in adding value to that fish, not just putting it in a polythene and you have it disposed of.
This is APP, the app for Africa Progress Panel. Yeah, so we're basically looking at delivering content in three forms of media: text, then a video, and then as well as audio, because at the end of the day, we feel that the diverse delivery platforms are the best way to go. It basically gives Africans and any other people interested in the AAP reports access to and insights in the APP reports. Yeah. So for instance, if someone accesses the 2013 report, they'll be able to get this huge report in a simplified form that they can easily consume. Now, for each segment of this report, they can be able to comment about each segment, basically engage about it, share it with friends over social media, and also listen to it in case they don't feel like reading it. It also gives them interactive access to the panel, so they can get to meet and interact with the panel through the application. So it's not just reading about biographies and all, but they can get to chat up with guys. Okay, yeah, so via the opinion polls, here Africa gets to decide. So APP basically pushes through questions, and community members can also create their own polls, yeah, and then people can get to share their opinions. Yeah, so when we get to our interactive panel, yeah, here people will be able to interact with our panel members. They look kind of serious right now, but hopefully Kofi will be smiling next time so that you can be more user-friendly. But that's the point at the end of the day. So you get to directly have a chat or interact with the panel members and get to know them and get to express what you have to say, and they could also get to know you better.
We also have a feature for text-to-speech, whereby you don't have to read it, you can just place it right there and play, and it reads the report for you. So we've added that.
That is.
There's also a forum where people share their different ideas about maternal health, about agriculture, fisheries, anything that they want to talk about. Yeah, we've included that feature.